If you buy into a good coach or a good coaching program and they guide you down the path, the return on investment is far better than any other option you can have in front of you. But it's kind of funny because you tell an orthodontist you need to spend $100,000 on a coach. $100,000, that's crazy. Not if it makes you $5 million more over the course of your career. And I'd be willing to bet you that my coach and my program I went through probably made me at least $3 to $5 million more minimum in my career so far. Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another episode of your 5-Minute Friday. I'm Dr. Glenn Krieger, your host. And today I want to give you the big difference between a mentor, a coach, and a consultant, and what they'll do for you, what it means to you, and how you can decide which, if any, are right for you. I get a lot of questions about this. And so I probably spent, I'm going to guess conservatively, let's call it $250,000 on consultants in my career. It's just a guess, probably higher than that. I've never spent a penny on a mentor, and I've probably spent equivalent, probably about $250,000 on coaches in my life. And I'm not talking about, jujitsu or music or anything like that. I'm talking specifically for self-growth, leadership, management, and what have you. And of course, the other thing that goes in here are courses and meetings, but you know what that's all about. We don't need to discuss that. So let's start with a mentor, right? I've been a big advocate of this for ages. I've told people they should really consider this many, many times. A mentor is somebody who has hopefully more experience than you and can help guide you through the tumultuous world of whatever it is you're dealing with. There are mentors who can help you with entrepreneurial stuff. I've had mentors who've helped me with my practice. I've had clinical mentors. And so you can get a mentor of any kind you like. Generally speaking, and for the context of this discussion, a mentor is somebody who agrees to meet with you on a somewhat regular basis in a casual environment to sort of act as a sounding board and help you with guidance. Now, the advantage of that is cost, right? It costs you nothing. And you can get some great insights, but 99 times out of 100, the insights stop the moment you get up from having coffee. I've had some great mentors in my life, and they've given me great advice. Once we were at a Starbucks and one of my mentors was talking to me. This is 20 plus years ago. And the advice he was giving was so good that someone at another table got up, walked over to me, an older gentleman, and said, "I don't know who this guy is talking to you, but listen to every word he's telling you." And it's great because you get great advice, but you're not going to get implementation help in your office. You're not going to get a lot of oversight, so to speak. And it really is more like a friend talking to a friend. And it's great, almost in a therapeutic way, to work out problems together. The next thing to talk about are coaches. Now, I've had a lot of those, and there's many different reasons to get a coach. Maybe you're starting a business, right? Like Orthopreneurs. I had a coach who helped me better understand the world I was about to get into. What did I need? I've had numerous coaches over the years for Orthopreneurs and for other entrepreneurial ventures I've had. And a coach is going to charge a fair amount of money, right? I've had a wellness coach, right? So some coaches are going to coach you through a curriculum where, for instance, when I did the Schuster Center for Professional Development back around the turn of the millennium, probably about 2000-ish, give or take, I spent at that point, this is 25 years ago, I spent close to $60,000 for a 4-module coaching program that involved me and my team. Now, you'll say $60,000 back then, probably worth over $100,000 today. It was by far the best money I ever spent in my entire life. It really changed everything for me, not just then, but moving forward. And historically, a coach is going to change you. They're going to change the way you think. Not in a bad way, but they're going to help you think differently so that your problem-solving abilities change dramatically. You're going to be coached, as the saying would be. Think of it as a sports player, somebody who plays football, let's say, who just needs help as a wide receiver. They're going to be coached on footwork, on handwork, on recognizing when they've done something wrong, when they've done something right, drills, things like that. There's a lot of oversight. There's a lot of curriculum. And the downside is you need to be bought in, right? If you buy into a good coach or a good coaching program and they guide you down the path, the return on investment is far better than any other option you can have in front of you. The coaches I've had, I've used to the max, most of them. There have been some duds along the way, but it's kind of funny because you tell an orthodontist you need to spend $100,000 on a coach. $100,000, that's crazy. Not if it makes you $5 million more over the course of your career. And I'd be willing to bet you that my coach and my program I went through probably made me at least $3 to $5 million more minimum in my career so far. And it changed the way I lead. It changed the way I managed. It got my team on board. It helped my team better understand. And so a coach is somebody who's going to create a program or help you through an existing problem, but help guide you in a much longer way. Now, the upside is that it's going to be very well structured if they're a good coach. The downside, obviously, is cost, right? You're going to have to invest, but you've heard me say there's no better investment than for you. And you're going to have to do a lot of work, right? Heavy lifting. But that heavy lifting is going to change your world. For instance, entrepreneurial operating system is something I've used for Orthopreneurs and remote response. It changed the way I do things, even though I'd been through a grad level management program at the University of Washington's business school years ago, even though I'd been through the Schuster Center. There really isn't, as far as I know, a really good coaching program right now. I'm talking structured curriculum, 3 to 4 modules, generally a lot of really intimate work being done in orthodontics for anybody. There are coaches who will help you through problems, but not really one that I know of that really untangles the whole team and doctor in modular ways. Something that I'm probably going to be working on in 2025, but that's what a coach does, okay? The last one is a consultant, and we're all pretty aware of that, and consultants are great. So people will say, what consultant should I get? Well, it's a tough question because unlike a coach who's probably going to walk you through the A to Z, right? Like the program I went through with Schuster Center and the program I'm going to develop is going to walk you through everything from how to manage your finances, figure out what your bottom line needs to be, how to create appropriate budgets, reading profit and losses, doing balance sheets, how to appropriately market your practice, understanding that effectively, all the things that go on with HR and goal set. I mean, like everything. A consultant's going to help you with one of those things typically. Hey, I need to increase my case acceptance. Hey, I need to learn to market better. I need to understand my numbers better. I know of no consultant personally who can handle everything A to Z, start to finish. There are some very, very good ones who handle 1 or 2 or 3 different things. And again, they're fantastic. And when you add up the costs associated with it, you're probably spending more than you would on a really, really good modular coaching program. The upside of consultants is that they're easy to find. They've got great track records. You can bring somebody into your practice to help you with any 1 or 2 specific items. They'll come in for a day or 2 or maybe even 3, but then they leave. And now it's up to you to implement it. And sure, there's going to be some oversight here and there, but for the most part, the tools and pearls that you've been taught need to be followed up by you and your team to make sure they happen effectively. You can still reach out to your consultants and ask them questions, and they'll gladly help you, all the ones that I know of who I've worked with. But they're, you bring a consultant in to help your TC get better case acceptance or to manage your new patient phone call or something like that. But that has literally nothing to do with the other side of it. Say, for instance, you have trouble budgeting, you want to reduce your overhead, and you really want to work on the nitty-gritty of your practice to understand where are you bleeding money and what steps do you need to take in a really stepwise fashion to save more money. Or you want to increase your production by ways other than just higher case acceptance. So now you hire another consultant typically. And right now you're bringing it in and your team is like, wait a minute, we just had this other consultant. So there are challenges with that. And again, like I said, there's a lot of self-direction after they leave. And, I've had some great consultants I've brought in multiple times over multiple years. But that's really the big difference between a mentor, a consultant, and a coach. Now, you as a professional should probably have all 3 in your life at different times. When I was younger, fresh out of school, for me, a coach and a mentor were very important. I needed a mentor because I didn't even know the questions that I didn't even know to ask, right? So when you're younger, when you're fresh out of school, when you're a resident, a mentor is really, really important. Once you get out and you're a few years out into practice, a mentor is still very, very helpful, but you're starting to learn the ropes yourself. And some would argue that's when a mentor is even more important because you're starting to really see the problems that you didn't realize existed. But that's where, when you're younger, fresh out of school, it's counterintuitive, but that's where the coach is golden. Because yes, you're going to spend more money. And yes, your accountant's going to go, what are you doing? And you're going to look them in the eye and go, I'm investing in my future so I can make 20, 30, 50x on this over the next 5 to 10 years. And what they'll do is they'll teach you how to be a better mentor, how to be a better manager, how to be a better leader, how to run a more profitable office, how to understand things like balance sheets and profit and losses, marketing, all the stuff we talked about earlier. And so you're getting off on the right foot as opposed to developing bad habits that you have to undo. And then all of a sudden you find yourself buried in your practice and going, what do I do? How do I've got all these problems, all this stress. I can't break through this ceiling of $1.5 million a year. I want to have a $3 or $4 or $5 million practice with 40% overhead. No consultant is going to get you there. And so consultants are great once you start getting really a strong foundational. Then bring the consultants in and say, okay, I've really got to manage my practice really well. It's my vision, my mission are being followed through the way I want, but I really do need a better TC acceptance rate. I really do need a better new patient experience. I really do need some help with understanding how to manage better. I need to understand how to market better. I need to understand how to manage my numbers better. All of these things are things that consultants can help you with. And so hopefully this has helped you in some small way. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Like I said, I'm not going to get into many details right now, but I know that with my 30 plus years of experience, taking all the consulting, all the managing, all the coaching courses I've taken, and having run a successful ortho practice and dental practice for many years, that to try to recreate something like what I went through with the Schuster Center, but specifically for orthodontists and help them through, the challenges is something that's going to come out in the next year or so. And so hopefully this has helped you understand, what you should be looking for. Reach out to me with any questions that you have. And of course, if you're ever at Summit, I'll always be happy to sit and talk to you there. Have a wonderful day and chat soon.